Look around you. Everything you cling to, your status, your possessions, the security of your day-to-day life, it is all built on sand. One seismic shift, one unpredictable catastrophe, and it can all be swept away. A job lost, a fortune vanished, a relationship severed. Think about this reality, not as a tragedy, but as a thought experiment. Fortify your character with each passing day. Everything can be stripped away from you. The fundamental question is, what would be left if it were? Would the true core of you remain intact? Would you be hollowed out, or would you discover a foundation you never knew you had? This is the ultimate measure of a human being. This is the sacred ground we must protect, the inner world. When we seize genuine, absolute control of our inner world, something miraculous happens. External force is the chaos, the malice, to sheer randomness of the universe hold little power to harm us. They may touch our body, they may deplete our bank account, but they cannot penetrate the sanctity of the mind. This is the Stoic promise, to remain at the center of the tempest. Though all about you may be in chaos, the markets crashing, the news blaring, the critics howling, let your mind be an impregnable fortress of reason. It is a citadel built not of stone and mortars, but of logic, disciplined thought, and principle. The external world can hammer against its walls, but the core within remains undisturbed. Consider the person who lives a plain life, unattached to luxury, unbothered by status. What harm can truly come to them? They are already free. They are the one who accepts every trial, every setback, every act of fate, not as a personal injustice, but as an essential part of the natural cosmological order. They let go of what they cannot control, not with resignation, but with a profound, liberating understanding. If the forces of the universe cannot disturb your most valuable possession, your faculty of judgment, your choice of response, what is there left to truly disturb? Life will break us all. It is inevitable. It will deliver blows that feel insurmountable, losses that leave a physical ache. But the mark of an indomitable spirit is shown by the one who can keep struggling forward, even when broken. The true spirit, the soul that defines greatness, is revealed in the struggle, not in the comfort. The path to this strength is counterintuitive. It lies in releasing the false levers of control. When we release our frantic cravings for power over others, over circumstances, over life itself, we attain boundless, authentic strength. When we free ourselves from the constant, corrosive need for external approval, the likes, the validation, the praise of strangers, we reclaim our true, unburdened authenticity. When we stop yearning for fleeting riches and transient possessions, we acquire true wealth, the wealth of self-sufficiency, of character, and of a mind at peace. This internal accumulation is the only wealth that cannot be stolen. Hold on to your purpose, not your goal, but your purpose, the why that drives you. Do not let your suffering be in vain. Every hardship, every sleepless night, every ounce of effort must be channeled into the realization of your highest self. If the struggle is pointless, it is mere endurance. If it serves your ultimate purpose, it is the raw fuel for transformation. Your perception of difficulties will determine your entire state of mind. It is a choice offered to you in every moment of crisis. Will you see them as opportunities to grow stronger, to sharpen your wits, to forge an iron will? Or will you surrender to the narrative of victimhood, seeing them as injustices sent by a cruel fate to undermine you? The power to choose that interpretation, that perspective, lies entirely within you. No one can take that away. And what is the currency of life but time? Time is fleeting. Postpone nothing that must be done now. Stay present. Bring forth your best, not in some distant, perfected future, but in this very moment, with the resources you have. Focus intently on what you can control: your thoughts, your efforts, your judgments, your character. And with equal deliberate force, let go of what you cannot change: the past, the opinions of others, the unpredictable whims of fate. This philosophy demands the embrace of Amor Fati, the love of one's destiny. Fate can seem like a force that will vanquish all those foolish enough to oppose its cause, a tidal wave of events crashing down. Yet, when we choose to embrace it, to accept the entirety of what has been given to us, the good and the bad, the victory and the setback, we unlock the boundless power it holds. We are no longer struggling against the current. We are harnessing its potent energy for our own profound transformation. This is the great shift, seeing every difficulty not as an obstacle, but as the very curriculum for building a better soul. No summit is unconquerable. For with a union of recent understanding what is in your power, encourage the will to act despite. Fear every challenge, every seemingly insurmountable peak can be humbled before us. The true heroes of this philosophy rarely boast. They wear a quiet smile, carrying burdens they never asked for, yet accepting them as necessary for their spiritual evolution. They are the captains of their soul, standing on the deck. As the fierce wind howls and the looming waves threaten to capsize the vessel of your life, waste no time cursing the storm, railing against the elements, or blaming the tide. That is a waste of precious energy. Instead, adjust the sails, command the helm, and navigate your way to safety with skilled, focused effort. Arrogance, the belief that you are above the laws of nature, above failure, above suffering, will only result in a greater, more devastating fall when misfortune strikes. The humble soul will remain on an even keel, their feet firmly on the ground. They understand they are a small part of a vast universe, and that is where their stability lies. They are prepared for the worst, and therefore they are rarely surprised. Look back to the myths, the ancient tales that defined virtue. Like Hercules, who embraced his 12 labors not as punishments, but as the crucible by which his divine strength was proven. Like Perseus, who willingly embarked on his quest to slay the Gorgon Medusa, confronting true horror to save his mother. We too must confront the trials that have been bestowed upon us. They are not accidents, they are assignments. For it is during these necessary, life-defining adventures that our true strength and character are revealed, refined, and ultimately celebrated. To fortify your mind, you must discipline your desires. The majority of human misery comes not from what we lack, but from the relentless, painful need for more than what we have. We are constantly poisoned by expectation. We expect the world to be fair. We expect people to be reasonable. We expect our lives to follow a neat, predictable trajectory. This is a profound cognitive error. The world is indifferent. Epipha are flawed. Life is chaos, punctuated by moments of order. To remove expectation is to remove the primary source of suffering. The Stoic does not seek to abolish joy. They seek to abolish anxiety. They practice negative visualization, a powerful antidote to ingratitude. Take a moment, every day, and vividly imagine that you have lost everything you value: your health, your home, your dearest relationships. The purpose is not to depress yourself, but to prepare yourself for the potential reality, and in doing so, to make you profoundly grateful for what you currently possess. The simple meal, the warmth of the sun, the quiet safety of your chair, these become treasures, not entitlements. When you desire nothing outside of your control, you become instantly rich. The moment you define enough is the moment you secure true, lasting contentment. This is not passive acceptance. It is an active, mindful rejection of the consumerist cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. A master sailor does not wait until the storm hits to wonder where the sails are. They prepare for the absolute worst-case scenario long before the clouds gather. This is the Stoic practice known as Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. This is not pessimism. It is a profound realism. Before every major endeavor, ask yourself, what could go wrong? If I invest this money, I could lose it all. If I give my heart, I could have it broken. If I attempt this feat, I could fail publicly. By acknowledging the full spectrum of possible outcomes, we strip them of their power to shock and paralyze us. When the misfortune arrives, as it inevitably will, the average person is stunned, immobilized by panic and confusion. The Stoic, however, is merely executing Plan B. They have mentally rehearsed the loss, the failure, the pain, and so they can greet it with a quiet, rational composure. They can immediately transition from reaction to execution. Imagine the orator preparing for a speech. They don't just memorize their lines. They prepare for the hostile question, the technical malfunction, the heckler. When the unexpected happens, they are not derailed. Their mind, fortified by foresight, is already several steps ahead, ready to pivot. Use this technique daily. Anticipate the difficult customer, the delayed flight, the harsh word from a loved one. By accepting the probability of human imperfection and external chaos, you create an armor of preparedness. How do we maintain this fortress? Through constant, diligent self-audit. Every evening, before you close your eyes, take the time for a rigorous, honest self-examination. Seneca called this the daily ledger of the soul. Ask yourself these 3 essential questions. 1. What mistake did I make today, and why? Did I allow my temper to flare? Did I say something unkind? Did I procrastinate a task I knew was vital? Identify the specific action and the weakness of character that caused it. 2. What progress did I make today? Did I exercise discipline when I wanted to quit? Did I help a stranger? Did I remain patient in a frustrating situation? Acknowledge the small victories that reinforce your emerging character. 3. What vice did I resist? What temptation did I face down? The temptation of comfort, of distraction, of negative self-talk. Celebrate the internal struggle won, for that is the true battlefield. This practice is not about self-flagellation. It is about self-awareness. It allows you to track the progress of your soul and make the necessary corrections before small errors compound into massive character flaws. You cannot conquer what you refuse to see. The journal is the mirror of the soul, and you must hold it up every night, no matter how uncomfortable the reflection. Finally, to conquer the small anxieties of the ego, we must adopt the cosmic perspective. The ancient philosophers understood the petty nature of human concern when measured against the scale of eternity. Look up at the night sky. Understand the immense, almost unimaginable scale of the universe. You are one person in one generation, on one planet, orbiting one star. Your current anxiety, the forgotten email, the minor slight, the insignificant social fear, how does it weigh against the vastness of time and space? It is reduced to nothing. This perspective is profoundly humbling and equally liberating. It reminds you of mementos mori, remember that you will die. The purpose of this stark reminder is not to breed fear, but to inspire urgency. Since your time is finite, since your existence is but a flickering moment, do not waste it on trivial concerns. Do not waste your precious, limited time and energy on things outside your control, or on the opinions of people whose names will be forgotten a century from now. Your only true task is to live this brief span with courage, reason, and virtue. Fortify your character, for it is the only thing the universe cannot take from you, and it is the only true legacy you will leave behind. When the final act comes, let the curtain fall on a life well lived, a mind fully employed, and a spirit unbent. The path to the fortified mind is a daily commitment, not a one-time achievement. It is the conscious choice to stand strong at the center of the tempest. Today, take the helm. Embrace your fate. Discipline your desires. And most importantly, practice the art of resilience. For your true strength is revealed not when life is easy, but when life is doing its absolute worst. Fortify your character. Start today.